Today, going to be a quick live, but I want to talk to you about branding and a psychological concept called the halo effect. And so, have you ever wondered, like, what is the biggest advantage that the big brands actually have over the smaller tree service companies? We usually talk about it in the case of like, well, they have a strong brand, but put another way, they're just perceived better. They have better perception. They're seen in a better lens than somebody who's small and unknown. So the concept of the halo effect is basically people will judge your entire business or your entire operation based on the first impression that is made. So, like an example would be like if you have a professional website and a really well put together online presence and good logo and good branding, people are going to assume that your tree service is also high quality. There's no reason for them to feel this way. It's a psychological phenomenon. It's natural instinct. So if your branding looks outdated, or your trucks aren't wrapped, or your business card looks kind of thrown together, and that's the first thing that they see, they start to make a judgment about the quality of the service or what's to come later on, and that's going to prime them in their mind of whether they're willing to pay extra money or not to you versus just going with the cheapest quote or cheapest option. So it's not always fair, but this is how our brains work, and perception is reality, not reality itself. So imagine you walk onto a job site, you see a guy with a rusty, broken down chainsaw wearing ripped jeans and an old t shirt. Are you going to want to work with that guy, or are you going to want to work with Davy Tree Serves? Right? And so that's the extreme example, but every little bit counts in terms of weaving the tapestry, in terms of creating that positive first impression. Um, Before you even let that guy cut the tree, he could have 30 years of experience. He could be the best arborist in the world, but you're not going to let him touch the trees on your property because you feel that he's probably not great at what he does. So the lesson to be had here is that your customers are judging your business in seconds, right? They're making a snap decision of like professional, friendly, welcoming, safe. Like their instinctual brain is making a judgment, and then they're rationalizing or filling in the gaps. We talked about system one versus system two thinking a little while back. So the halo effect is basically saying if you look good, then they're going to assume your business is good, and you can do the math of all the other positive things that come from having somebody have a good first impression or a good assumption of your business. You can charge more, you're going to have more grace during the process, they're going to be more trusting inherently. So like appearance in brand is key for this reason. It warps the perception and it makes everything else easier. So this is why you want to invest in your website. This is why you want to invest in your trucks, in the door hangers that you use, into your business cards. Like a couple $1,000 investment that can be made back in 2 or 3 jobs, even if it's not generating leads for you every single month, which it will, is going to make it easier for you to close jobs. It's going to make it super simple for you to raise prices and charge what you feel that you're worth, because people are perceiving you as a true professional. That halo effect is really pulling up every other aspect of your business in terms of the minds and hearts of your potential customers. So, how do we apply this in our businesses? So, open your website right now, right, and say, if I were a customer seeing this for the first time, would I trust this company? Few things to look for. Check out your logo. Does this stand out? Is it clean? Is it modern? Does this scream professional? When you look out on your website, then are your photos high quality? Are they up to date? Do you have the current photos of yourself, of your trucks, of your current branding, of your current employees? Like how professional is that website? Does it strike you and scream like, hey, this is the exact image, this is the exact way that I hold myself in my head? Or you're like, oh, this is just okay. So look for that. Is it easy for them to contact you? Can they find the information they're looking for? Do you answer their questions? All these things are going to play into that first impression when they hop on that website. So if anything looks outdated or inconsistent, you need to fix it. it's hurting you in ways that you haven't even thought of to this point because you're creating a negative first impression, and then you're working from behind rather than out from ahead in your sales process during your estimates, etc. So even a couple small changes, like if you don't have time to update the whole site, focus your attention where it matters the most. Focus on your homepage, your about us page. 90% of users are going to come through one, if not both, of those pages when they're doing their research about your company. So hopefully this concept of the halo effect helps you understand the value of kind of your brand, why you need to appear good, and even if like these activities and the investment in looking good doesn't necessarily bring leads in the door, it makes everything else easier. And when you do bring the leads, you're actually going to close them or get the value out of them that you feel that you should, that justifies making that incremental spend into your marketing, into your advertising, etc. So hopefully this tip's been helpful. Um, I will see you guys tomorrow morning for the next live, and let me know how this goes in terms of applying it for your own business.